Hello and welcome to Reasons Are Debatable, where we look at one topic from many angles and offer bad advice that you didn't know you needed. My name is Matt.
And I'm Neil.
Hola, señor.
How are you?
Cumpleaños feliz.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm getting after it. Today's the day after. I'm actually having to drink a little whiskey today because my mom bought me a bottle of whiskey, and she brought it up yesterday, which was Monday, which was my birthday. Mm-hmm. And then today I talked to her, and she's like, "Oh, what did you think of the whiskey?" And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't try it because I was having a drink yesterday." I'm like, "I'm not going to get, hammered." And she was very disappointed. So I said, "Well, I'll try it when I get home today, and I'll let you know." She goes, "Okay, good, because I really like it, and I want to know what you think." I'm like, "Okay, Lush."
She wants you to get after it.
Apparently she does.
God. Sissy.
Yesterday, my parents came up and they said, because I haven't really seen them that much since this whole quarantine thing, and they said, we want to come up and just drop something off for you for your birthdays. If we won't stay, I ended up having to get freaking hummus and carrots out of the fridge. I had to make my mom a goddamn mojito. It all went downhill.
And it's your birthday. It's your birthday.
It was my birthday.
And then you're having to do
I had to make my dad a martini.
And ¿cuántos años?
48. 48.
Bien.
I thought you were going to say like say grandpa or something.
Well,
abuelo.
My Spanish is not great.
Yeah.
My Spanish is all based on helping my kids do their Spanish.
Oh,
so
there you go.
It's a bit hit and miss.
¿Cómo se dice? ¿Dónde está?
It's a lot of that. Or holding my Google Translate up with my phone and then walking them through it. I'm like, how do you not know what this word is? I'm looking at the translation.
Right. That's awesome.
You go to school for this, man. I don't. Do you know the famous people with whom you share a birthday?
No. Yes, Neil Armstrong.
Oh, I didn't have that on my list.
Actually, I don't know. I just might be making that up. I might be doing the famous people I share a name with. Neil Diamond, Neil Sedaka.
Birthday name. It's all the same.
Yeah, that's all the same.
Helen Hunt.
Oh, yeah.
Waylon Jennings.
Oh, boy.
Pour one out. Courtney Cox.
Uh-huh.
Neil Patrick Harris. And the best one, Ice Cube.
Oh, I didn't know. Me and the Cubers?
You and Cube, man.
Me and Cubert?
Yeah.
He lets me call him that.
Would you like to know who's died on your birthday?
Yes.
I was looking at something last night. I was like, they have a site that says birthdays, and there's this deaths on that day. I was like,
I like it.
That's a bit morbid. Casey Kasem.
Natalie Wood.
President James Polk, and Ella Fitzgerald.
What's more important, birth date or death date?
Probably your death date, because at your birth, who cares? Nobody cares.
No one's even there.
Only the grandparents care.
No one even knows you.
You have no personality.
Freaking loner. Unless you're lucky enough to be a twin, you're just a lonely loser.
Lucky enough to be a twin. Fuck
covered
that.
in your mom's vag juice. What a way to start life.
And
probably part of her poop.
Oh, come on.
Sliding out the freaking old episiotomy.
Clean up.
Talk about the devil's triangle.
Jesus Christ. This is not how I envisioned the show starting. And a quick transition. Thank you to Agent Palmer.
Speaking of the devil's triangle.
The devil's triangle. For his blog post this past week. It was last Thursday, I believe. Mm-hmm. He wrote a post about the reboot of our show. So he didn't save the ink. Nope, he used the ink. He got his ink all over everything.
Freaking ink all over me, ink all over you.
It's all over our faces.
It was good.
But he had some kind words. So go to agentpalmer.com and check that out if you'd like to read a little bit more about our return.
I'd also like to interject here real quick and say that I finally got around to listening to the episode where you were on the new podcast Without Boundaries. Bounds or boundaries?
Podcast Without Bounds.
Bounds. Because in it, somebody says boundaries too.
I think he was going to call it that at first, and then by the time the episode posted, it had changed to bounds.
I was hoping he would just change it to podcast without bondage.
Oh, I thought you were just going to leave it open ended.
Podcast without. Yeah, but I listened to episode 1 of Diamond Dave's with you, and it was very good. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed that. As we joked about, I did not know it was episode 1 until about 15 minutes.
It was funny because you could tell that when the conversation started, you were more in just like conversation buddy mode, like not thinking of, like not trying to come up with stuff.
Are you saying I'm a calculated podcaster?
Well, just a tiny bit. And then when all of a sudden it was on, you're like, oh, okay. And then became like more of like the questions about podcasting and all of this. It was good. I liked it.
I think when I was talking to, maybe it was Chris, his cousin, Chris of How Was Your Week, Honey, in our later notes, he was like, you could tell that your brain all of a sudden went, did I say anything? Did I say anything? Luckily, I'm
But
a
good
nice
show.
man who doesn't talk shit about anyone.
Good show.
so.
It was nice to hear you on another podcast because I know you kind of you don't do a lot of guest spots on other podcasts. So
Well, I was thinking
good
about
job.
that the other
You did pretty
day.
good.
I was
You did
thinking,
pretty good.
Thank you. I appreciate your evaluation.
Sure.
I was thinking about that the other day about how you joke about how, I don't get invited on this or that, which is bullshit because you do. You just ignore them.
I don't know what I've been invited on that I've ignored.
You have been invited on our liner notes, for instance, a number of times. You went on once, but I think he's invited you back several times.
I do not recall such things because
But
I
you
want
have
to
a
go
broken brain.
on that show. Well, that's true.
So he probably asked you last week and you don't remember.
Probably. I might have been on it.
Wait a minute. Let me think about it. No, but I was also thinking you have 2 shows.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, you're doing way more than I am every week because you always have 2 shows.
Oh,
So-
I'm not denying that I do much, much more work than you on the
Thank you.
podcast.
There you
I'm
go.
not saying you are absolutely correct.
The amount of research you do for Daft Pod, for your other podcast.
Oh, my God.
Is I don't know how you do it.
No, I mean, look, if I'm going to talk about painting doors, I'm going to get into character and paint doors. I'm not just going to talk about it.
Right.
You know, this is how I roll.
Oh man, let's talk about how something else you roll with.
Something else I roll with. I wanted to talk to you about this. This has come up a few times. We're recording this during the COVID-19 pandemic of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And it has affected a lot of stuff. And one of the things that we both, I think I enjoy the actual regular workouts, maybe a little bit more than you do at this point in your life. But working out and getting,
What do you mean by regular workouts?
like, you don't strike me as a go to the gym and clang and bang or bang and clang. What is it we do? We slang and clang?
I'm clanging and banging all the time, but what I'm saying is we'll get into this
Right.
differential. But yes, I am not a gym person.
Right. But you are a fairly active person. I know you very much enjoy playing in the hockey league that you play. It's a
I do.
pro-am league. You're
Can't play there.
And so I was wanting to talk about how you've been coping to getting that exercise, that release. I know part of it for you too, and one of the enjoyable things is hanging out with your friends, and also a little break from just the what is it, like the bummer that is a family life.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
I don't know. I don't have a family. I don't
Right.
know about
So
any of
you're
these things.
making assessments you know nothing about.
Well, no. Hey, all lives matter.
Oh boy. Well, what I was going to say is it's funny because you start saying, I know you enjoy, hanging out with your buddies. And I thought you were referring to my home workouts. And I was like, do you think I have imaginary friends in the garage? They're like, hey guys,
I do.
what's up, Bruce? Just pumping some iron here.
But no, I was curious to know how you were coping with that. And then with those thoughts came in like, well, let's talk a little bit about our workouts, why we started working out and what we're doing for workouts now. And if we miss our other workouts, I know, like I said, I'm curious to know more about your gym experiences or lack of gym experiences and what you're doing now to keep that ripped body going.
I was
bro.
going to say, look how jacked I am.
You look good.
I wasn't
You look
always
good.
I wasn't always this way.
Wasn't expecting you'd be all oiled up, but you look good.
I have a rip away t-shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never a gym person.
Mhm.
So for my early days, I started probably going. I went to the gym a bit with my dad back in when I was like 14, something like
Mhm.
that. Somewhere in those mid-teen years,
Sure.
because he was going all the time because he was
Because his best friends were pedophiles. No, I get it.
He was newly he was newly single, and that was a social setup for him.
Mm-hmm.
Because the gym is that way for a lot of people. They go there looking to meet some people, and he did for sure. So he and I would go a couple times a week, and then I think once in the weekend, and he would go do his thing. We would just totally split up. So he would go do his thing. I'd go do the weights, but my weights were like, I'd do like the circuit weight, like just all the machines. I wouldn't do any free weight stuff. I was just kept it real simple. And then I would go either run or go play basketball because they had fucking awesome basketball court. It's a very nice athletic club.
I would imagine. It wasn't a gym. It was an athletic club.
It was an athletic club for
Yeah.
sure. He still belongs there. I have not belonged there for, like 20 something years, but it's really nice. It actually was one of those places that the basketball court, one of the main basketball courts, had the old leather balls. Remember the old, real smooth leather balls?
Yeah.
Man, I feel like you can just drain with those fucking things. I wish I still had balls like that.
Hey, trust me, bro. At our age, you have old leather balls. Don't worry about that. And they're probably drained. Don't
They are very drained.
Don't even sweat it, pun intended.
But I just love going and shooting hoops on that. So yeah, that's all I would do is just go lift weights for like 45 minutes maybe, and then go go shoot hoops or, like I said, run. There's an indoor track that was above the gym, so you could run. And so that was kind of it, but I never really got into it. It's a weird age because when you're in high school, you're not really seeing, it's hard to see the gains sometimes as much as you would later.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't have the testosterone yet.
Well, not enough, especially me. Like I was always a late bloomer kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt like I was the running was probably better for me than anything else because I really wasn't getting a whole lot out of the weights. But it was short lived. It was like a year, and then I was done. What about you?
I was always a fan of working out, but I didn't start going to a gym until we had a gym in high school that I used a little bit when I played football and baseball.
You had to, right?
They didn't. Our program sucked. Our baseball program.
Lift if
terrible.
you want. It's fine.
Yeah, no, we didn't have. There was
really.
Our coach. Oh yeah, it was terrible.
Oh man.
Yeah, and our record and our play and our lack of understanding of the basic principles of the game showed.
Coach, it's 5th down. No, that's not a. It's not a thing.
I can't eat nachos on the sideline while I'm playing.
Oh, you
what?
can.
What?
You can as long as you're not in.
Yeah, right. The coach goes, no, you can.
Give me your nachos. Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
But soon after high school, I do enjoy working out in a gym. I don't enjoy people at the gyms.
Right.
So I know you kind of mentioned how some people. Well, you totally mentioned how people go to a gym and oftentimes it's to almost like a pickup or a social scene.
It can
A
be.
lot of people get dressed up and want to look good. I am the exact opposite. I go looking. I mean, you think I dress ridiculously in my normal everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
At the gym, I don't want to make eye contact with anybody. I almost always wear long sleeve shirts.
Podcast shirts.
With long sleeve shirts with a podcast shirt over it. Yes. My hat is usually pulled down so you can barely see my eyes. I always have headphones on, even if I'm not listening
Your
to
shoe
music.
game though, it's probably good.
My shoe game's on point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But I really like to work out in the gym. I'm a big fan of free weights and, I don't have the room in the house to have my own gym. And I don't like working out at home a ton, although I do it a lot now. Mm-hmm. But I do enjoy, I like just being able to go and focus just on the workout. And I really do enjoy it. Now I do like also then to end my workouts with some cardio. So
what does that entail?
usually running.
Okay.
Now that I'm older,
sucks.
I do intervals.
That's better. Running, because just running, I hate it. Like I love the feeling after running, but I hate doing it. I always have.
Yeah. It's the same thing I had when I started butt play. It was like, God, but afterwards I felt great.
Right.
Yeah.
Or just get it done quickly.
Well, not too quickly. You might tear something.
Well, yeah. So with the gym setup, so it was probably after college, because in college I didn't go to the gym at all.
Well, how could you with all those hangovers and being drunk the next day?
That's true. That was.
I mean, you had to fit studying in somewhere.
I think I actually went to the gym once, but again, I was always playing basketball, and that was it. So I was doing sports. I wasn't doing actual workouts. So,
but you've always been fairly active in sports of some kind, whether
sports
it was
for sure,
with your friends,
working out, and not
with somebody else's friends.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
You can get with my friends. We can be friends.
That's right.
We do this every weekend.
Playing. Or no, you didn't call it strikeout. Would you call it what you played in the quad?
Wiffle ball?
Yeah.
Oh, wiffle ball was the best.
Yeah.
But that's not the most active thing in the world.
No, but there's a lot of
but we played a lot of hoops. And,
if your mechanics are good.
That's right. I did run in college because you could just walk right onto that track that you've now seen torn down and it's totally being rebuilt. Wait till you see it in the fall. You're gonna shit your pants.
Wait till I get us a private tour of that whole place because of the coach.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm going to.
That would be awesome.
She's into it.
Okay. So yeah, I just never had that kind of gym mentality. I guess it probably relates to my modesty and never being fucking yoked. So like I always felt like I'm this little skinny pipsqueak of a kid, so going in there and trying to sling around 10-pound dumbbells is not going to be very impressive.
Right.
Because everybody's probably watching me.
I know I am whenever we're together. I'm always just looking at you.
Yeah.
There is a certain amount of what is it? Gymtation.
Gymkata?
It's intimidation, but you put the gym in there.
Gymmitation.
Gym titties. I don't know.
Gym titillization.
Yeah. And out here, we have a lot of people that go to the gym just to go be seen.
Yeah. See, I don't
both
get that.
male and female. And I've complained many times on Dark Angels and Pretty Freaks about the people who grab weights and stand right in front of the weight rack in front of the mirror doing curls incorrectly, and I'm like,
dude, they got to make sure they're doing their. Oh, so they're trying to they're doing it like they would be working on their form, but their form is terrible.
Right.
They're really just looking at the watching the bulge.
Yeah, and I'm like, unless you're blind, you can see yourself, from 10 feet away. I mean,
but you don't get a very good view.
The mirror's huge.
That's true.
But there is that little bit. I mean, I think one thing is I just don't. You know me well enough to know I just don't like being noticed. I don't like being acknowledged. I don't like being noticed.
Right,
I don't like
you're
people looking at me.
Very humble.
Very much.
Right.
And so the gym is
very
just
reserved.
a good place for me to just drop into the background and just. Yeah, I like to yell really loud when I lift weights.
Like walk up and give high fives to people. Personal best. Bam. Dude, spot me, bro.
Dude, you can go do more, bro. You can do more.
Yeah, you're going around to other guys. Come on, man, push it. Like just trying to motivate
Dude,
them.
don't quit.
Are you
don't quit.
Are you a trainer here? No.
I go when the seniors go and just freaking go crazy. Just yell at the treadmill like, you call that an incline, Grandma?
Yeah. It's a wonder we won World War II.
Mm-hmm. And when we get later into the discussion, I do want to talk about because I go to Planet Fit. Well, I don't go anywhere now, but Planet Fitness now, which is a very anti-gym gym, which is hilarious.
So let's get into that. Basically, you're going to the average Joe's gym. Because see, back when I was, 20 shit.
20 shit.
How old is that? How old is 20 shit? Late 20s.
I'm going to say that's 22 or 23 because you just busted your liver and kidneys from turning 21. So you're 20 shit.
It might have been closer to 30, but my buddy Brett and I think I might have talked about this on our old show, but we went to, he's like, let's go check out this LA Fitness. Just check it out. We'll just see what it's like and think if we want to join. I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. So we go, and of course, they get you in there, and they end up making you sign up while you're fucking there.
Pretty much.
So the two of us go in.
You can't afford not to.
You can't. So we go in there, and they're giving us the tour. We go around, and then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, now we're going to hook you up with this guy who's going to be your trainer. I'm like, oh, what? You get 2 free training sessions, and then you can extend that out and pay for more training sessions. So this is Austin. I'm like, okay. Hey, Austin. Guy's on crutches, by the way.
Oh, good.
That's a bad start.
Yeah, that's not good.
Apparently he had blown out his knee or something.
No leg work for you.
No, yeah. Hard to take training suggestions from a guy who can't stand up.
Yeah.
But he's like taking our measurements, taking our, all that shit, weighing us fat, whatever the little things.
Body fat,
back
sure.
And all that crap. And so he's doing all that. And slowly I'm just panicking. Like, I'm not ready to sign up yet. This was an eval. This was a scouting report. I don't want to sign up.
Yeah.
Sure enough,
I'm not committing yet.
No, and I did because I had to. Like I was just pushed right into it.
Yeah,
I'm sure Austin was like, thought we were partners. He's like, this cute couple. I'm gonna get them so in shape.
Yeah,
they are gonna love each other even more. And then this guy was a total motivator trainer guy. So when we actually went to do the training sessions, we decided to go. All of this is complete opposite of my personality.
Absolutely.
Because we went in the morning. We went at like 6 a.m. This is not me.
You probably had a coffee before you went. It was just you were.
I don't know how I got there.
It wasn't even you.
It wasn't even me. The only thing I get up early for is golf. That's about it.
Yeah, you get up early to say goodbye to me when I leave.
That's true. I do. Just because you go, hey, little wiggle of the toe. That's what we call it. So he's like, come on, like really not full on yelling, but really getting after us, like
very inspired.
Get your shit together and fucking keep. Why are you stopping? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we went through a bunch of stuff. We did upper body the first time, and then the next time we're gonna do legs. And I said, oh man, and I hadn't really worked out in a long time, so I was like, well, at least it's legs next time. And he's like, oh dude, you're not in for a good time. Like legs are going to be brutal for you. It's like, okay, thanks. Come roaring back later that week or whatever it was and get in there at 6 a.m. and there's Austin ready to roll. And I mean, he's having us do all this shit. And at one point I'm like, I got to get some water. He's like, you better hurry back.
That's great.
I'm paying you, right?
Yeah.
So it was that experience. And so then for a while, my boyfriend and I went to the gym for like, I don't know, maybe a few months. And we'd get up and, 2 or 3 times a week in the mornings and go work out and stuff like that. And it was fine. But in the end, I was like, I can't do this. And something kind of turned me in the direction of, let's find a way to do this at home. But I want to hear about Planet Fitness or the average Joe's gym.
It's supposed to be a comfortable place. I do feel that
it's a safe space.
It's a safe space. That it was geared originally for women that are intimidated going to the gym by either because of other women and the overdone looks, or just don't want to be around a bunch of guys that are hitting on them all the time.
That's fair.
Then I think a lot of people felt like, oh, I can go to this gym and it's cool if I do 5-pound curls. You know, it's no big deal.
Right.
And so originally it seems like it's a really good idea. However, it's very, very affordable. It's extremely affordable.
What is it, like $20 a month or something?
It's $10 a month.
Wow, that's nothing.
Yeah.
And that's totally unlimited whenever you want.
Yeah.
How do they fucking make money?
I have no idea.
Now?
Well, I think a lot of people, for $10 a month, just sign up and you're like, if I don't use it, I don't use it.
Yeah, I guess they're getting a lot of people who just don't show up.
But because the other gyms in our area are
They
so
only
freaking
have like 4 pieces of equipment.
Yeah, right. Are so freaking expensive that some of the people that lift are now showing up at our Planet Fitness. And what's funny is the weights only go up, like the free weights, like the dumbbells only go up to 70.
Okay.
But that's when you're huge, that's not a lot, you know.
It's not.
And so now you have these big dudes in there trying to freaking like
balance two of them in their hands,
turn the place into gold. And they have a thing called the lunk alarm, which if you drop your weights or you grunt, the alarm goes off to remind people like, hey, this isn't about, you can't carry a gallon, you can't carry anything over a 32-ounce jug. You can't wear string tank tops. You can't wear work boots. Yeah.
So who is monitoring the grunting?
Well, it's the front desk. So there's somebody who just kind of listens, and if it goes off, they just hit the alarm. And so from about 3:30 in the afternoon till about 5:30, the alarm's just going. I mean, they should just turn it into a disco because it just, I mean, and you hear people drop weights, gang, alarm goes off, light goes off.
And they don't care. And they're not going to try to remove these monsters.
They really don't. But for the most part, it is a very positive, just kind of, hey, we're just happy you're here.
Why you lifting? You see me
lifting?
lifting?
You lifting, man? You don't have to lift. You can come over here and sit down. And everything's purple and gold. So I feel like I'm trying out for
the Lakers.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is a good environment. I do enjoy it. I like it because people pretty much leave me the hell alone.
Now, do you use the locker rooms?
I use the locker. Okay, so I go to the gym. Whether I go after work, before work, or on the weekends, I go to the gym dressed to work out.
Right.
I put my stuff, because I don't want to leave it in the car, I put my stuff in the locker, use the lock. Yeah.
Midriff
yoga, I call them like knickers.
Okay.
You know. And then a crop top. I wear an LA Gear crop top shirt.
I thought it was going to be like from high school. It was like your high school. Remember they'd give you like the 200
90210. 90210 crop shirt.
There you go.
With suspenders to hold up my yoga pants. Pink Reeboks. Oh. Of course, I've got the headband, the wristbands, sweatbands, freaking galore.
I love it.
So I put my stuff in the locker, and then I will go work out. And then when I leave, I don't shower at the gym. I just go get my stuff out of the locker, go home, and then I'll clean up at home. And by clean up, I mean I wipe myself down with like a cotton cloth.
Yeah, like a shimmy.
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because here, I do have an issue with the locker room.
Now, remember, we're going to get into this discussion because I worked at a gym.
Oh,
so
that's
it's
right.
going to get crazy.
We talked about this once in the old show. It was something about the towels. What was it about the towels?
Well, I don't know if it was that people would lose their minds because they only got one towel, or it was what people did with the towels.
It was with what they did with the towels.
We'll get into it. We'll, that'll be towards the end because that'll be more
we'll
careers
save the locker
in gyms. Yeah,
we can save the locker room because I was just going to say because my issue with the locker room is there is zero modesty, and I'm a modest person, and it doesn't mean you have to like conceal yourself and hey, we're all just changing and whatever. It's more just the guys who are so brazen about it, or just like, the leg up on the fucking
the Captain
bench.
Morgan, sure.
Yes, the Captain Morgan, and our old show, my old co-host. Sorry, I know you hate when I bring him up.
No, it's okay now. Hey, man, this is our show. That was
okay. That was his show.
Yeah, that's where you lived with him. That was your loft.
It's just part of my history, man.
Hey,
it's how I got here. So he brought me to you.
That was the past. Why don't you leave it there?
He brought me to you in a sense. Just saying. So he had all these hilarious stories about that, about like the guy that he would suds himself up so much in the shower. It looked like the Michelin Man or something was in the shower. And then the guy who would do the hair dryer on the balls.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
I know.
So that kind of stuff, I just don't get. It's like guys are just so, they just want to like flaunt it. Like, yeah, I'm just standing here talking to you with totally fucking naked. It's like, you can put a towel on.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's an element to that I just never understood. It's like I said, dicks are gonna fly around. We're gonna see. That sounded bad.
Dicks are gonna fly. Wow. Now I understand the issue you have.
Austin's dick is gonna fly around.
Yeah.
No, but
helicopter right to the side of the face.
But you don't have to, like, for instance, at the country club, the athletic club.
No,
it's kind of like
for you white people, it's country club. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
They had the snap. They had
the running track ran over the top of the gym.
It did.
I know. Yeah.
It was only an eighth of a mile though, so you really
we
had to go around.
We
a lot
had a
of
dry
times.
sauna and a wet sauna.
It felt like you're just running around in circles though, like heavy duty
NASCAR.
because it's so short. Yeah, it was like NASCAR. So I put people into the wall. On your left, old timer. But because of the way the main men's locker room, there was another one that was deeper into the basement than my dad had a locker room.
Yeah, I could only imagine.
Like the private one.
Yeah.
But this one was huge, and it wrapped around, and there was an actual area, like a counter to the snack area where you could get food. So dudes would walk up there, fucking naked, and get like a hot dog. What are you doing, man?
Of all the foods to get, dude, all you need is the bun, bro.
I just dig the bun, thanks. But why? Like, just put some clothes on, or if you're hot, leave your towel. Whatever. I never understood the mentality. It's so bizarre to me.
So here's the interesting thing. We've talked about it on the old show. I don't know if I mentioned it in our new episodes here, but Annalise and I, sometimes when we go on vacation, there is a clothing. It's not clothing optional because you have to be naked, but there's an area where you can sunbathe,
right? Totally
nude.
Yes.
And what's funny is that people in that, and so you tell people you go to this area or that there is this area, and everyone thinks it's just a bunch of freaking naked dicks swinging.
Right.
If you took what happened in a men's locker room and divided it by like 1,000, that's how little there is of the nakedness and showing off. It's not like the Captain Morgan thing. Yeah. So it's always funny to me how like a bunch of dudes get together in a locker room and just want to swing dicks and do like the grossest, weirdest stuff.
I don't get it.
And then you're in a place where it's like, hey, you can totally be naked here and do what you want. Everyone's like, no, we're good. That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's just a beach. We're just hanging out. We just happen to not have our clothes on.
We're just chilling. Yeah. So, the locker rooms. There's nothing like seeing two old dudes with their sacks. They're both Captain Morganing.
Sorry. Just popped into my, like they actually have saxophones. It just for a second, they created this great image.
Just Kenny G lovers.
Two naked guys with saxophones on the middle of the locker room. I'm
it's
sorry.
So annoying. Fully dressed though. Fully dressed like in barbershop quartet. So nothing makes sense. They're both Captain Morganing facing each other, and now their sacks are like hanging down to their ankles on their Captain Morgan leg.
Yeah,
and you're like, what? No trim, dude. The lack of trimmage is what.
Hey
freaks
man,
me
let
out.
it flow.
Oh my God, freaking pubes everywhere. You know, they're freaking drying their bushes with the hand dryer or the hair dryer. And freaking pubes are just flying.
Yeah.
Pubes are flying, bro.
Yeah, it happens, man. Just get out of the way.
Freaking pube down.
Let me put my sacks down while I go hair dry my balls.
Can you hold my sack for me?
Oh man. So do you want to talk about the transition to the home workout?
Yeah, let's get into that. How has your transition been? I know a while ago, I know you were doing P90X a while ago.
Well, yeah. So everything changed when I got my first Nordic track. No, I'm just kidding. Remember those things?
Yeah. Dude, I will say this, all jokes aside, no, we'll joke about it. I want to get a Peloton. I miss riding.
Peloton is an interesting one, and I was going to ask you about that too, as far as kind of...
We have a friend who got one.
Oh, okay. Because a lot of people love it. Obviously, they had their silly
They say the bike itself is shite. It's really the program and everything you're paying for. They said the bike isn't...
sucks though, huh?
They said it's good, but you'd think it'd be like, oh my God, for this money you're getting... And they're like, nah, you could buy a used one and just sign up for the frickin'...
Well, I'd rather get on a Peloton bike in my house than go do like fucking Orange Theory with 40 people.
Oh, amen to
that whole... You're what?
I said amen to that.
Oh, I thought
brother.
you said, oh yeah, I'm into that.
No, that's too much.
That's a whole program I just never quite understood. But I think I did the rowing machine at one point at home. Bad idea.
No,
Bad idea. So boring.
Yeah.
It is.
If
just
you have the money to have a full gym and you're like, I think I'm going to get a rower, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you're like, you know what, my workout's going to be rowing machine.
Yeah.
Because you get down there, you're like, fucking A, into it. 2 minutes into it, you're like,
You're
I
bored
have nothing else to
tears.
do.
No, you're just sitting there. It's hard. I didn't like it. And of
Yeah.
course,
I hate to bring this up, but you're not supposed to just sit there. You're supposed to pull that handle thing. You just sit on it and slide back and forth.
I would
You're
just.
like, this is boring.
This is lame. I mean,
Could
my
this be
legs are
used
getting a
for
little bit of workout.
sex?
How do you get down here?
Yeah.
And then I would just pull it so slowly that there was no resistance. Just be like, dude.
There you go.
No, but then you have to compete with all the people on Craigslist who are also trying to sell the rowing machines, and that becomes difficult.
Yes,
So-
that's.
But everything changed when I met a man named Tony Horton.
Oh yeah,
Because
okra. I love okra.
I love okra. I was at I think it was a New Year's party one year, and my buddy Tyler, who's all fucking jacked, he was like, "There's this new program. I think you're gonna like it. You should try it. It's called P90X." I was like, "What?" So he lays the whole thing out to me, which is funny because then I
So was
became
he
that
a
guy.
Beachbody distributor at the time?
No.
Okay.
He just found the program. He
Beachbody
was-
is the MLM company that owns the rights to P90X.
Correct. Yes. So and they have a ton of programs now, which we can talk about in a minute. But he was just a workout guy. He's just a gym guy constantly. He had found it, I think somehow, I can't remember how he got turned on to it, but he was just like, I think he just knew. He's like, you're not a gym guy. So this is a way to do it at home. And then you might actually stick to it. It's a program. It's going to tell you all the things you need to do. Because that was one of the biggest things I struggled with when I was trying to work out when I was younger, was like, what am I trying to do here? Like, what do I want?
What are my goals?
What are my goals? But also, what exercises should I be doing? You can fudge your way through it, but if you have like no real,
Yeah, because 20 jumping jacks just isn't cutting it. I'm
That's
not
not
getting
enough.
the results I want.
that's not enough. And then
Yeah.
and then upstairs to run above the basketball court.
That's right.
But no, I just didn't have, because then you could like look up shit and be like, oh, you could do 10 of these and 20 of these and da da da. I just was struggling to come up with kind of a routine. And once you do some of these routines, you can kind of start to make up your own based off what you've learned. But at the time, I didn't know. So I got the CDs, the DVDs back when it was just that you didn't have it online, and I started doing it and loved it. It's a huge dedication. Like I think at the time,
55 minutes to an hour a day.
yeah, unless you do that crazy
Nonstop.
yoga shit. That yoga shit's 90 minutes.
Yoga's,
Fuck that.
yeah, 90 minutes. I love that yoga DVD, by the way.
But would you do the whole 90 minutes?
No. Oh,
yeah,
God, no.
everybody would quit after, but when it got to poses, they're like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I would quit when I got fairly into it, but I would quit when when I couldn't do it anymore and my form was suffering, I would quit.
That's smart.
But that is my favorite DVD of that. I would just do that if I had the discipline. I did fall on my face doing that freaking balancing frog thing. I did not put the towel in front of me.
Oh, okay. Not the crow thing, or is that
No,
the
the thing where you're
where you put it on your knees.
Oh, is that the crow? That's not a frog?
Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know. Whatever. Yeah,
But yes, it is tough
tadpole.
to do that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
gotta
fell on my
put your
face. Yeah, I'm like, I got this. I didn't have it. Did not have it.
I did not have it. But what's funny is he was giving me this whole huge run through, and then once you do it, then you start telling everybody about it. It's
Absolutely.
this weird, like, built-in marketing scheme.
Yep.
That's
Same
part of
thing
it.
with isogenics. When I did isogenics,
that's right. I
exactly
forgot
how
about
I
that.
got involved in isogenics. Yeah.
Yeah, so you embrace it, and then you just want to tell everybody about it. It's so weird how that works. And and then you tell them like the good and the bad. I'm like, I don't want to do.
And it totally
tempo
sounds
prep.
like a cult. It's the same thing we have with Jamaica and where we go. We sound like we're trying to sell something, and it's always funny because I'm like, we're not making any fucking money off this. Why are we pushing it so hard? You don't want
Right.
to fucking go to Jamaica? Don't go to Jamaica.
Yeah. Well, right. And then also because of the fact that it's.
But you should totally go, dude. It's it's a
you
blast.
should, have you been to Jamaica?
Have you been?
should totally go.
Yeah.
You'd love it. Because there's only, 10 or 12 workouts total, you repeat them so much that you get used to it becomes almost like going to church and knowing what the priest is going to say.
Right.
You know his lines over and over and over, and he's so corny.
I
So-
love German potato soup.
German potato soup.
He's got one leg.
That guy was in
Super Troopers.
Super Troopers, yeah. But you get so used to all his lines, and then it became this joke with the guy Tyler who told me about the program. His wife did it, and she and I would just talk to each other in P90X.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
and it's actually fun. The thing is,
it's actually fun.
Well, if you think about it, whenever you do like us doing it now, it's like a happy thing. It's not like you're sitting like, oh, that fucking guy. Like whatever he's got, you're like, well, it's kind of fun.
Tip of the day: don't smash your face.
Don't smash your face.
So I really got into that for a while, and I kind of did off and on. I think it's one of those things too. It's one of those programs where I probably complete it totally maybe twice, and I started it and got to a certain point like 6 times. Because I'd get like 40 days in and be like, nope, and then something would come along, and then I'd go a month without working out, and then I'd start again.
I was doing that, and I was big into isogenics at the same time, and it was the leanest and strongest I've ever been.
Yeah, the programs are good.
They work.
You've got to stick to them.
But fuck, it's boring as shit.
It's boring.
I mean, boring meaning the lifestyle, right? Like,
well,
I'm not going to just drink clear alcohols.
Well, here's the thing. I can't do the diet. I was going to save that for later. The diet is where I really struggle because I try to just eat better, but to try to follow their prescribed program of eating is impossible.
It's weight loss and looking fit is 85% diet and 15% workout.
Abs are made in the kitchen, pal.
Yeah. So you can actually just change your diet and look so much better.
I was going to say, in my case, the donut shop is where my abs are made.
My abs are made by the amount of food that I eat.
Pretty much. So anyway, then later I got into Lift 4. Are you familiar with that?
No.
Lift 4 is another program, but it's shorter.
Made by Beachbody?
Beachbody, yep.
Okay. So you went to Lift 4. I went to T25.
See, I tried T25. That's with Sean T.
Yeah, I like Sean T.
And he's very positive and upbeat.
I like
he's
when
all
he gets
over
pissed. I like when he gets pissed at his team. Come on, guys.
Come on, pick it up. Get that butt low. What?
But that's a work that got my freaking heart rate going.
No, and it does, and I've heard that about that, like all that insanity program and all that kind of stuff is brutal. But I never did it aside from just trying it out. It just didn't take. But I tried P90X2 for a bit, and that's like you do some kind of odd like flexibility stuff and different things. P90X3 I did for a bit because that was shorter. They were like 30-minute workouts, and that's my thing. I need shorter workouts. I can't do an hour.
See, I think you'd like T25
because 25 minutes.
25 minutes.
Lift 4 is 4 workouts. And they're like between 30 to 40 minutes. So it's manageable. And then I've created, because look, man, I got a lot of shit to do here.
No,
I got this goddamn podcast with you. I got a guest and all these other podcasts. I got kids. I got a wife. I got all these things I got to do. I got a job too. I can't fit all those things in. Not to mention, what's the worst thing when you're like doing the P90X program is it's a fucking, if you haven't done, your workout and it's later in the day and it's a Tuesday and you're like, I got to do fucking plyo for 57 minutes. I don't have time for that shit. But if you're like, hey, you know what? You got to do a 30-minute workout.
Right.
You're like, I could probably squeeze that.
I can squeeze that in.
So that's why I'm a big fan of the shorter workouts. And also just in general, I hate going to the gym.
Right.
So if I can just step into my garage, which I turn into a little workout area, so much easier. I don't know why more people don't do that.
The problem I have with working out at home is it's harder for me to focus because I'll start thinking of things I need to do and I'll
get distracted.
I'll get out of the zone. However, with this whole crazy pandemic thing, it's been easier on the weekends for me to have a workout routine because we're not going anywhere to do anything.
Right.
So it's easy to say I'm going to play Animal Crossing from 7:30 in the morning till about 9. And take a break. Then I'm going to work out for about an hour, and then I'm going to watch NASCAR, and then I'm going to get jacket. Well, jacking's part of the workout, part of Animal Crossing too.
Is that the cool down or the warm up?
Both. So it has been good, but usually working out at home is tough for me because the dogs are coming in and out. I don't shut my phone off. I don't do anything like that. So there's a bunch of, and then it's like, maybe I'll start dinner. I'll answer this email. And it's too much breaks in between my rip sets, bro.
Well, that's the thing. And also what happens too with these programs is they'll take these breaks. They'll be like, all right. And they'll sit there and talk for a minute while everybody's shifting their weights around and stuff. I'm like, nope, right into the next thing. Like, I just fucking motor through.
Let's go.
Try to get it thing done as quickly as possible. Because I really don't enjoy it. It's good for me. And I know that it's good for my mental state because I can be real pissed off about stuff and get done. And I feel a lot better afterward. I don't enjoy lifting weights. I enjoy sports, not lifting weights.
Yeah, I enjoy both, but I do enjoy lifting weights. I enjoy working out. I like the feeling, but I much rather be on my mountain bike on a trail
Yeah.
or even just throwing a football around or one-on-one or even horse. I mean, I know that's not exactly a tough workout, but even if you added some sort of push-ups and freaking burpees to it, it would be enjoyable. But I actually do enjoy the working out aspect. I just want to get yoked, bro.
Exactly. And so I understand. So for me, it's the convenience and the availability and all that it's
a
why
pizza to you.
Wow. How do you make that? Where's that?
Convenience and available. You can get it anytime you want.
Not a good one necessarily.
But probably not a good workout either.
Well, no. I think I do a pretty good job. But yeah, I think in general it's just better for me because of the fact that I am in my own space. I can fucking do as much as I can do.
You're good at focusing at home because one of your jobs is working from home.
Right. See, I'm built for this pandemic.
Yeah.
Because I work from home. I work out at home. I don't really like to leave the house at all.
No. No, you don't.
This works great.
If it wasn't for the lack of hockey
and golf.
I mean, you get
the only
food
two things that get me out of the house.
And booze to live. Well, golf, I mean, they have some good Tiger Woods games.
Yeah, but it's not the same. Got to get out there.
Get you one of those
simulators?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I'd kill for one of those. I don't have the house set up for it. Trust me, I think about it often.
I'm sure you'd figure it out. You're like, look at this. All these weights have got to go.
Back to did you have other stories about the working there? Because let's talk.
Oh, real quick. We'll get into this. I don't want us to go super, super long, but let me just say this. I worked at a YMCA for a while as a fluffer. Gyms are freaking gross. People are disgusting. And the thing that amazed me the most was that one of my jobs, so I started as handing out towels at the YMCA. It was actually community service, believe it or not.
Wow. What'd you do?
Well, I'll just say it was community service. And I was handing out towels and I would dress like, so I had super long hair. I was 20 years old. I had super long hair. It was half black and half white. And I would dress like I couldn't decide if I wanted to be in Pearl Jam or Poison. So,
oh man!
So they finally came up to me a few weeks into this, and they said, "Hey, listen, if we bought you clothes to wear, would you wear those?" So they gave me like all the because they sold YMCA shorts and shirts, so they gave me this whole wardrobe of that stuff because they didn't want me to wear what I was
But this
wearing.
is going to turn into like your thing at when you were cutting hair. When you wore the skirts or whatever.
No, but I was cool with that. I'm like, oh, totally. And so then after my community service said, hey, we'd like to hire you. So they hired me. So then I was working the front desk. And then I got promoted to actually what they called facility supervisor. Which you just
still rocking that same hair.
Dude, absolutely. So you'd walk around, make sure all the equipment worked. If it didn't, you'd put like a tag on it. If you could fix it, you'd fix it. Otherwise, you'd call somebody in. At the end of the night, you'd lock up. No, I stopped wearing it at work mostly. But at the end of the night, I'd have to go around and I'd have to like clear the whole place out. So I'd have to go through the locker rooms. And I will say this, the women's locker room was so nasty compared to the men's. And I thought that because I went obviously into the guys' locker room a lot.
Well, and guys are gross.
Yeah. Women were just, I don't know what would happen. But there were women who would take out either their tampons or their pads and wrap them in the towels and then put them in the lockers.
Oh, my God. In the lockers?
Yeah. And there would be there's plenty of garbage cans and dispensaries and all these things in the women's locker room. It's geared for them. And so then I'd have to go. And one of the things I would do for the night crew, well, when I started, was I would grab the towels and throw them into the towel bin just to be cool to the because it was mostly ladies who came in overnight to clean up. Until the first time I freaking grabbed one of those and it unfurled and I almost got whacked in the shin by and I'm like,
gross.
I don't understand. I had no clue. The bathrooms and the toilets would be so nasty.
Oh, that's so gross.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah.
You would just expect the guys would be grosser.
I'd have to go tell people that so this one lady would walk in all the time with a can of beer.
Excuse me?
Yeah. And we're like, you can't have beer in here. And she's like, no, it's for my hair. I'm like, what? She's like, I'm going to go shower and I use beer as a conditioner. And we're like, that doesn't
seem like
not a thing. So these are the things I would have to deal with.
Could you at least pour it into a container so as not to just walk in with the can of beer or whatever?
It was always interesting too. You'd find batteries left behind, which made sense, right? Headphones, Walkman, because this was a long time ago. Sometimes you'd find
vibrators,
broken sex aids in the locker room.
Oh, you would?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Well, the warm up and the cool down.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like sometimes the Y was also a place for people who were having affairs to meet up. Because it's like, I'm going to go work out and I'm going to go work out. And so I don't know if it was like the toys that they used, like couldn't go back to husband or wife. So toss those.
It's fun to smash at the YMCA.
Bunch of deaths, bunch of people playing racquetball, dropping dead.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
You saw these dead people?
Bunch. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
well,
God.
You'd get called. And it's like facility supervisor of the racquetball courts. And it's like, you think they'd say dead dude. You get there and it's like, oh,
they're not going to say that over the intercom. We have we have deceased male.
Anyway, it was a good time. Good time. Yeah.
Well, so you're dealing with the working out from home. It's fine, but you're yearning to get back to the gym.
Not right now. I don't know when I'll go back because of this whole thing. I mean, there's got to be a freaking vaccine or they've got to only have it opened up to just me.
Well, just what you've just talked about with sanitation issues alone. And considering the virus, it's a bad combination.
Oh, it's nasty. The stuff, if you just watch people at a gym, like with their sweating and wiping of their nose and all of that, and not cleaning anything and touching, it's gross anyway.
Oh, there's droplets. Talk about droplets coming out your mouth everywhere.
Man. I mean, now that I'm getting older, I go pee, I walk away, I dribble a bit. That's going to get on the machine. It just happens.
There's just that little bit left. Why does that stay in there?
Yeah, sometimes there's a lot bit left, and I'm wondering. I swear to God, I thought I was
a little too much.
Yeah, that's
like wait a minute.
That's actually almost on purpose now.
I'm going to have to change my pants now.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good discussion. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Each week, Neil.
Yeah.
We offer up some advice to a listener who has submitted a question to us, and you can do the same at reasonsaredebatable@gmail.com or on Twitter @reasonsare. This one comes from Jake from State Farm.
Okay.
Before Corona, there was an emerging trend of sunning your anus and perineum.
Well, this is getting personal.
These people took a lot of shit in the media for obvious reasons, but to be honest, it sounds pretty appealing. I want to do it, but I don't want to be judged.
Okay, first of all, where I missed this trend. Like, this was really a trend?
Don't you remember us talking about it on the show a while back where it was becoming a thing where all these people were going out because they thought that they were getting some sort of health benefit from the vitamin D blasting straight up their shit.
Now, when you say vitamin D and anus, now I remember the conversation.
Is that how you're supposed to take it?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. And so this person...
they want to try it. They don't want to be judged. I think they're just looking for us to ease them into it.
Well, listen, here's the advice.
Listen, Jake.
Yeah, listen, Jake from State Farm, if that's your real name.
What are you wearing, Jake?
If you're so afraid of your taint and your anus.
Afraid?
If you're afraid
of exposing it
and not proud of it. No, afraid of it. Like you go to the bathroom and you're afraid it's going to hurt you.
Is it back there?
Yeah. Then maybe it doesn't deserve to be tanned. Maybe you need to accept who you are and realize that a little melanin is a good thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's the right
Jake from State Farm, you don't deserve to have your taint tainted.
I say you give it a shot. I don't know why you're being so judgmental. He just said, I don't want to be judged, and you're judging him.
I think this guy's kind of a fucking idiot, to be honest with you.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, to be totally honest with you.
Fuck, Jake.
Yeah. You know what, Jake? You don't deserve a corona, and you don't deserve the sun. And
I hope you burn your taint.
Yeah. You know what you should do is just keep wearing those khakis and pretend you have a girlfriend and go fuck off.
Oh, my God. And on that note, thank you for listening to our show. You can find us and share your thoughts at Reasons Are, and Neil is
at AngelsFreak7.
Go check out our website, reasonsaredebatable@gmail.com. You can email us reasonsaredebatable@gmail.com. And I was going to thank you because I see that you finally got our webpage up on the Dark Angels and Pretty Freaks.com site.
And
you added rad to your Twitter handle.
There you go.
Because I was going to give you a bunch of shit. I had it in my notes, and then I saw that you changed it just in the nick of time.
Just right there.
Maybe
and I changed it on my profile, too.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Maybe next you can add some more merch options because we're a little stale there.
We do need to come up with more. I was actually, that was on my notes to ask you about things that you thought would be fun to throw up there. So.
Okay.
Oh, and I tell you what, if you're listening to this podcast and you have like a little tidbit that you like something that we say or something that you heard or something that relates to us, let us know and we'll make a t-shirt about it.
Definitely do that. Or anything. It's not just t-shirts. Fucking face mask. You can do anything you want.
Yeah,
Jam it in there.
freaking sun your prunes.
Oh, maybe that's it right there.
There you go.
Your prunes. We are over a dozen episodes in now. What do you think of the show?
I like it. I've been having a really good time. I appreciate that you asked me. I think we're finding our stride and realizing. I think one of the big things is that you're realizing that we got this fucking dicked.
The best part is I was throwing that out to the audience, but that's okay.
Oh, fuck them.
I was gonna tell them I really appreciate you listening.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to write a review, we'd really appreciate
Yeah,
that. Because
go ahead.
we crave attention.
Yeah, do
Otherwise
that
we wouldn't
too.
have a podcast.
Yeah, go sun your freaking anus.
Yeah. God, so
And send us
salty.
pics. I want sunburnt anus pics.
I'm not gonna say anything. Thank you for listening to our show. We'll be back next week. Bye.
See ya.